demonstrations on the new technology screen paint we developed. One of the tests I can't wait to do in a few minutes. It's going to be, we're going to do the next demonstration because I want all the videos titled differently. So this one right here, we're talking about 100% contrast levels. What are you picking up off your screen? Like I said, the technologies we always develop produce an amazing contrast levels. And the reason why is because, as I said before, contrast is everything. And this is the reason why people go out and spend all this money for these high and expensive projectors, just to be able to pick up those heavy contrast levels. All right, so I'm going to get back to where I was at on this other demonstration real quick. Let's see. Let's go pick up, we can do this demonstration right here also. Now, as I said before, that when you're dealing with gray screen paint products, these are products that have been known to claim to be able to pull contrast levels or black levels or whatever they call it. As I told you before, they don't see contrast, they actually see shades of gray. Even when we're developing the LT gunmetal, those gray screens, they don't see black levels. We set them shit on camera. No, I'm not going to sit there and mislead you and tell you they're going to see a black level. They see dark shades of gray. This technology is a 100% contrast level. So here we are with the Network Gray 773, which we have here. I think we're just going to put this right here. It should be good right here, right? I'm not spinning the button too much. Let me put it right here. But I want to right in the center. Put it at. Now, in a lot of these demonstrations I see with these gray screens, even certified and make screen paint certified, whatever, they all do the same thing. They do these demonstrations in the dark because they know they have a better chance to point up a contrast level in the dark. What all contrast demonstrations need to be done in fully lit environments because, again, customer needs to know what they're buying. If you're going to be doing this, if you have this in your home and they're telling you, hey, look, in order to get the contrast levels, you're going to have to be in a complete dark environment. I don't think you're going to be too happy with that, knowing that you're going to have to turn your living room into that. All right, let's go to the Jazz demonstration. This is one they like to use the most because this kind of gives off the illusion that they're showing off contrast, but I'm going to show you how much contrast you're actually missing. Every time that screen turns tan or discolored, that's what's happening to your screen. And this is where they tell you, oh, in order to get those colors just right, you're going to have to calibrate. You should not be calibrating a projector in this decade in time, especially if your projector is much newer than mine, you definitely should not be calibrating. Every time that screen displays tan, that means it can't see color or it can't pick up contrast. So what you're really actually seeing from a gray projection screen, you're actually seeing dark shades of gray. Now this right here is one of the darkest ones we've got. The 38s were black, this one's blacker than the 38. We try to always go up to see how dark we can make a technology and still maintain its white levels at the same time. But keep in mind, the darker the technology gets, the more advanced it's going to become. And on top of that, when it comes to a gray screen, it's going to turn into a white sheet of paper at the end of the day because that screen is generating too high of a contrast level. That's what you actually are picking up on a gray screen. And it's not just screen paint, certifieds do it too. At the end of the day, a certified screen, when you go and buy one of those, they'll have the bottom dollar screen, which is the white screen. They'll have these right here next to the bottom dollar, which are gray screens. And then they'll have the more somewhat advanced screens, will be mid-gray, which would be like your Cinema Gray, and not Cinema Gray, sorry, the Cinema Gray 5D. They're like $1,500, $1,600 for those. And then if you want that really true contrast level, your screen to pop, then you're going to spend $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for a projection screen. But for anyone to come out there and tell you, anyone, I don't care if it's this person, that person, anyone to come out there and tell you that a gray screen paint product has the ability to produce a contrast level is a lie. They pull up shades of gray. And depending on how dark your gray is, that's how dark your shade of gray is going to pull up. But you will never, ever see a 100% black level. You will never see it. I don't care what projector you buy at the end of the day. You're going to have to spend a lot of money for a projector to try to pull up a contrast level with a somewhat decent contrast level, and you still aren't seeing black. You're seeing gray. Let's go to, let's see. Starfield screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
You should be able to pull up a 100% black Starfield in a fully lit environment if your screen is pulling a 100% contrast level. Now, just so we have everything on the board there. Let me see, where's all the sample sheets at? A whole bunch of these things here. We can never find what we need. Now we're going to get the Dark Star 9. The Dark Star 9 is actually darker. It's actually the darkest gunmetal screen we have. The Dark Star 9 has a 0.9 gain, as you can see right there. This is a screen you'll spend $3 grand for, but like I said, without our technology in the way, this screen right here pulls an amazing contrast level. No gray screen paint will ever be able to match it at all, period. If someone claims that they were able to match the contrast levels of a Dark Star 9 with everyday paint like that, no, that's not going to happen. Sorry. That's definitely not going to happen. So now we have a certified and we have gray screen paints. Now the certified screen would pull a better contrast level than the next to the gray screen, yes. But next to our screen, it pretty much turns everything into a almost nearly like a white sheet of paper. Again, like I said, this is a more advanced version of a 38 Black Widow. It has the ability to be able to pull up a much heavier contrast level. And the more darker the contrast levels, that means anything laying up against it, it's definitely going to wash out even faster. Also noted, anytime you watch anyone doing any form of test demonstrations on certified screens, everything needs to be done in a fully lit environment, including the contrast levels. If you're watching demonstrations of someone using certified screens in a dark environment, because their screen is going to have a difficult time pulling up the image to begin with, and they need the dark to pull up a somewhat decent contrast level. That's why you have to have the lights on. Everything has to be seen. All right, let's go over to, let me see. Now over... If I don't have my technology here and I'm going to basically go with a screen that's going to produce a better contrast level, I'm going to go with Dark Star 9. Definitely go with Dark Star 9. It's a gunmetal screen. It's designed to pull up heavier contrast levels. But again, like I said, gunmetal screens are dark gray. This technology is black. Let's go over to, let me see. I want to go with OLED contrast demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
It's going for the black levels only. Oh, Sony has a good one. Sony contrast demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
Now the problem is what most people fail to see when they're doing a contrast demonstration, they think because they pick up color, they're actually picking up contrast. No, see that black background going off right now? That's what you have to be able to display. You have to display a solid black background in color at the exact same time, and it must be done in a fully lit environment as you're doing this. You cannot do this in the dark. It doesn't work that way. It has to be done in a well-lit environment. The more light you have in the environment, the better it's going to be for your screen. In the background, just because you see color doesn't mean jack. That background must be solid black, because these demonstrations were designed for OLED TVs. That's what a lot of people are these gray screen paint products, and I guess some of the certified screens I see, they don't understand. These demonstrations were developed for OLED, black screen TVs, not gray, not gunmetal, black. I see the certifieds doing it too. Certified screens showing off contrast levels. No, that's developed for a black screen. I think you rarely see any demonstrations that were done strictly for projectors. Majority of these, all these demonstrations were done for TVs. So how are you showing off an OLED demonstration that's designed for a black TV on a screen that's gray? That doesn't make any sense. Now, for those who sit there say, well, you guys had gray, yeah, we had gray screens too, but I sat there and told you at the end of the day, it's not pulling up a 100% contrast level. The only screen that can pull a 100% contrast is a 38 Black Widow. That's it. These pick up dark shades of gray. I'm not going to come on camera and tell you, oh, this screen's pulling up a 100% contrast level. It's not. Now, since this screen is darker, like I said, the darker the screen, the higher the color pop you're going to have. Only issue you're going to have is your white level. If you can figure out a way how to maintain your white level where your screen can actually be watchable, then yes, then you have a screen. The most dangerous screen, I said, it's a screen that can produce an extremely high white level. Oh, I can't wait to show you what we have next in the next demonstration. Yeah, we're going to do that. Remember I showed you I put up my product against black paint, black. We do that on every screen we developed. That's something that should be done automatically from the door. And we do that with every screen. We just don't pick one screen and do that with. We do that with all of them. That's why I said the demonstration I saw with the Network Grade 773 needed to go farther than just that one screen paint. It needed to go in all the products, not just one, all of them. You can go back and you can check my archives and you can see that every screen we ever developed had to go through the same test. We don't go, oh no, this is only for this screen only, and the rest of them don't get any tests. No, all of them have to go through the same test. The reason why they don't want to do all of them because they know the results are going to be bad. So you see how amazing that contrast level looks? And keep in mind, again, at the end of the day, my projector only has 2,000 to 1 contrast ratio. No, that's nothing. A projector that's a 2,000 to 1 contrast ratio is cheap. You ain't going to pay anything for that. The reason why you have to go out and spend the money for these projectors with these high amounts of contrast is because the screen can't see it. That's why. Or if you really want to pick up a good contrast level, you got to go with this projector right here. It has a 2 million or 3 million or 4 million to 1 contrast ratio, and this is going to give you deeper blacks. Well, how come the screen can't do it? How come I got to sit there and spend $3,300 for a machine at the end of the day that I'm still going to be in the dark, number one? Because all the P2 demonstrations I saw, only saw one was in a well-lit environment. None of them matched the demo at the end of the day. I got to calibrate the projector too on top of that to get the colors to come right. On a projector that's supposed to have millions and millions and millions of color capabilities, and I'm calibrating at the end of the day? Oh, that doesn't even sound right. And then after all that, after you spend all that money for that 2 million to 1 contrast, you still can't see a 100% contrast level. You're still picking up gray. Wasted a lot of money. When I can buy a projector with 1,000 to 1 720p that cost me $270, and I can pick a 100% contrast level off in a fully lit environment, and they can't even do that. So we got certified and we got screen paint side by side. And they can't match the technology. Let's get the pinball machine. I like doing this one. I like the pinball machine because I saw this demonstration being done, and it was done in such a dark environment, it wasn't even funny.
PTA meetings end at 9.
We still washed out.
Great.
The Lexus RX, built for modern families.
See how beautiful that wallpaper looks in jet black? Experience learning tan, can't see contrast. Color's not, contrast not picking up. I get this just about every day when I talk to a customer. I really don't want to spend a lot of money for a projector. I get it all the time. They don't want to spend the money for a projector, and they really don't. I don't blame them. I really don't want to spend $3,000 for a projector. Heck, I don't even want to spend $1,000 for a projector. My projectors in my category, those projectors sitting over there, Sony, they're all ultra short. They're all these projectors over here. All these projectors are under $500. I got another one sitting over here, and one underneath here, and two underneath there. Under $500. That's what I paid for. My most expensive projector I'll pay for is $500. That's it. And yet, I go on YouTube and I watch these demonstrations, and it's the same thing. These dark environments, poorly lit environments. They have to calibrate, they have to go through all this nonsense, and you still can't even match the demonstrations that we're doing right now. If I were to make this a challenge right now, it wouldn't be matched today or tomorrow or even next week. You're spending too much. And if you want to go 4K, knock yourself out and go 4K. I'm not saying you don't have to go 4K, but at least get what you're paying for out of your projector. At least actually get true contrast out of your projector instead of getting shades of gray. Be able to use it in a fully lit environment without the screen washing out on you. Can't be near windows because the screen might be washed out. I got a screen 127 inches, sits in a bay of windows. I can go upstairs, I can do 3D mapping, sun can pierce through my window. I can hit my wall and I can sit there and I can enjoy and work on my computer. Or I can flip over to a $60 ultra short throw projector and display a screen size of 148 inches in a fully lit environment with the windows open. That's how technology is supposed to work. If these screens, if these projectors at the end of the day are going to be able to compete with TVs, you're going to have to act like a TV. I find the most videos I find more amusing are the ultra short throws. Those are the ones I find the most funny. It's because this is a projector that's designed to be able to compete with the TV. You go to any one of these TV forum sites, I go to a lot of them, they have, I call them the Stonehenge effect. They got this TV in the middle, they got these giant speakers wrapped all around, the Stonehenge effect. But anyway, you go in there and you start talking about projectors in there, they be like, no, heck no, I don't want no projector. Number one, you got to be in a dark environment. That's the first thing that pops up out of their mouth. You're going to be in a dark environment, you got to black out your windows, you got to do this, you got to be stuck in the dark. Well, I don't want that crap. I can come in a fully lit environment, turn my TV on every single time to go through none of that nonsense. That's the first thing they say. But they're not wrong, because the minute you pop on YouTube, you see a whole bunch of people sitting in the dark. Except for us, we don't sit in the dark. That's what it comes down to. So they're not wrong on that by making that statement. They're definitely not wrong. Goldfish, black background. They're not wrong on it. You definitely have to be in the dark. And from every last demonstration I've seen, it's the same thing. Every last person is sitting in the dark at some poorly lit environment. They're very, very light. They don't have, I guarantee it doesn't look like that 24/7 in their house. I used to like the, Goldfish, background, screensaver. I used to like the setup they used to have back in the day where they had the projection screen and TV combo. If you never saw that before, that's where they have a projection screen that comes down. They have a TV first. They use that when they have it in the daytime. And at nighttime, they want to watch a movie, they bring down the projection screen over top the TV. That's back in the day. But now they have this ambient light projection technology that all these companies are boasting about, that you can do this, you can read your screen in a fully lit environment, you don't have to be stuck in the dark. Then you have the ultra short throw technology, which allows you to treat your projector like a TV. You can have that big screen experience, movie experience, but you can treat it like a TV. If you ever looked at promos on the P2, that's what they're actually showing you. They're displaying that to you. Everybody's dressed in white, nice bright colors all around the environment, and you got this 120-inch screen sitting right in the centerpiece of all the attraction with this beautiful projector, and they're showing you can be out in a fully lit environment and have the same thing like a TV with the big screen experience. They're trying to compete with the OLED technology, the black screens out there on the market. Yeah, the only problem is in that demonstration, I guarantee they're probably using a $5,000, $6,000 projection screen, maybe a little more than that. And everybody else who can't afford that technology is using whatever they can, and that's why none of their demonstrations matched the promo. Only one person was able to come close to it, and that's a person who had a $3,000 Dark Star 9 in his demonstration. he was able to do it. So you're gonna have to spend that money. Let's go with, oh, cool, let's hit this one right here.
Introducing the all-new Gillette Labs with exfoliating bar. It combines shaving and gentle.
But even if you'll go out and you spend $3,000 for a Darkstar 9, you're still not going to be able to pick up a 100% contrast level because, again, even though the Darkstar 9 does pick an amazing contrast level, it's not black. Besides, on top of that, black technology looks amazing on your wall. I could not imagine having a 106-inch wallpaper screen that's gray. Ugh. That's why I like shopping on eBay. When I go on eBay, I don't care if the projector has a 1001. Who would I care about contrast? I start laughing like, your contrast what? What game I was playing? I was playing Borderlands, and they're asking about the contrast level. I was like, yeah, contrast what? We don't need that. We can skip past that. So our screen is jet black. We don't have to worry about it. Look at that. I've had some people saying, well, your projector, man, is too old. You got to have an advanced model. No, you don't have to have an advanced model. I'm not using one. My contrast is coming up jet black. What's the problem? Let's go with my favorite one, 8K Desired Nature. I see Stephanie having her issues today. They will ignore command from time to time. Let's see what's going on with her right now. Do we have to unplug her? Alexa, YouTube. Yep, she's ignoring command. All right, let's unplug her, reboot her, put her back in. So she's having an issue right now. So this is her. Yep, that's her. You're not seeing anymore. Even the Fire Stick display doesn't even come up correctly. That's not good at all, period. That's supposed to be jet black. We all know that. Anybody's got a Fire Stick knows that one. Now I'm getting one of these in my theater room upstairs, my dedicated theater room. I'm getting a 135-inch of the 39. You're gonna watch that screen absorb all that light, push it out an image, which it's doing right now. We have set the 38, but it absorbs all that image, push it out, and I have no white light splashing all over my walls and every place else. Now, to give credit where credit is due, Screen Innovation was the one that actually pointed that out in their demonstration when they had the white screen and they brought down that black screen over top of it, and that screen basically took everything out. Beautiful demonstration. But again, like I said, that's a gunmetal screen. They don't have black screens. Let's try this again with her. Let's go with, where are we going at? Oh. 8K Desired Nature.
Getting that from YouTube.
Oh, now see, she's working perfectly fine. 8K Nature Desire.
Getting that from YouTube.
You have to reverse it, literally. If you say what you said, she actually picks up automatic assault rifles. I don't know why. Well, okay, I can see why, but still. Now, the reason why I like this demonstration so much, I like this one in the pinball. When I saw the pinball demonstration, absolute fake. That was a fake demonstration. You had furniture blocking windows and all kinds of other nonsense. With this one, this demonstration was strictly done in the dark with a projector that has a 2,000,000 to 1 contrast ratio, which should not have been done. And I guarantee you, like I said, the company that's promoting, or Optima, who has the P2, the whole purpose of them actually doing those demonstrations with all those bright white colors and everything is to show you that at the end of the day, you don't have to be stuck in the dark like traditional projector setups. That's what they were going for. Not you're going to be in the dark all the time because you own this projector. Sad thing about it, they don't tell you exactly how much they pay for their screen when they're doing the promo. There you go. If anyone tells you got to calibrate to get colors, bull crap. If they tell you got to calibrate to get contrast levels, bull crap. That's all. Come on, seriously? What do we be like in the 60s and 50s now? We're doing slideshows now. That's what it comes down to. We're 60s that we're doing slideshows. But that's what it comes down to. Calibrating and all that nonsense came out with white screens. Technology we have now, there is no way in the world you should ever be calibrating a projector. To get the colors right, this is the reason why when we show off the demonstrations with the blues, the greens, the reds, the yellows, all those colors, it's to show you why you have to calibrate your projectors and we don't. Because our screens can actually see color. Black will fade out the fastest in a fully lit environment. So that's why it says it's important to have your lights on when you do it. In a dedicated theater room, we're going to be in the dark in there. I can't wait to get that set up because, man, I got some demonstrations to show you in there with white and gray screens. Or you're going to watch the screens wash out left and right. That's going to be interesting, too, when we go over to the elitists, too. When we go over and show them off exactly. Because a lot of them have a lot of the high-end screens we have in our collection. And now we can relate to them a little better because now we have a dedicated theater room just like them. That's what you're losing. That's why I don't like it when these people who make these products or even with these companies use these high-end expensive projectors because those projectors have perks at the end of the day that your projector doesn't. A projector that carries a 2,000,000 to 1 contrast ratio is going to be able to pull a slightly higher, darker, not black level, I'm sorry, a slightly darker gray level, shade of gray than your projector. You're nowhere in the world you're going to be able to match that projector's contrast capabilities compared to yours. That's why I don't like it. That's why we start off with these low-end projectors that anybody can afford at the end of the day because if the screen looks amazing on this piece of technology we have done here, then anything you have is going to be far better than this. If I started this demonstration off with a $50,000 Sony 4K projector, 10,000 lumens, how are you going to relate to that? In order for you to get that same image and same quality, you're going to have to be to spend the money for the same projector. That's why we requested the 1-year swap out. We knew they weren't going to do it. We just knew for a fact that they can't do it because they had to depend on those projectors. And if they had to depend on the projectors to make the screen look that way, that means the quality isn't coming from the screen, it's coming from the projector. That's where it's coming from. If not, they would be able to swap them out. That's why you will never see any of these projectors, what we're using right now, any certified demonstration. You will never see it. They will pick the most advanced technology, the most advanced, most expensive projector they can get to do their demonstrations in. That's the same thing when I saw the demonstration with Screen Innovation. They had the screen set up, 100 inches, of course. They always use a 100-inch screen because, like I said, sharper, tighter image. That's what they always like to go for. But they had this huge coffee table, and everybody was looking at the coffee table thinking, well, what the frick is that in front of the projector? And oh, that is the actual projector. And then somebody went back and found out how much it cost. Oh, that's when all the H-no's started popping up. And the comment sections are like, $50,000 for that machine? Are you kidding me? Yeah. Because in order to get that image the way it looks, you're going to have that projector or better. If you didn't need that projector, as I told you before, if that projector was not required and you didn't need it, then why would you buy it? If you can get any other projector and calibrate it to look the same thing, why would you spend 50 grand? It's the reason why that projector costs $50,000. So that's why I disapprove of companies like this and people who make these screen paint products are using these high-end advanced projectors because they are lying when they're doing their demonstrations because they're doing things that you can't do at the end of the day if you don't have the same equipment or better. And even at 2,000,001, still not even seeing a contrast level, still seeing shades of gray. I was supposed to the camera test yesterday. We were supposed to be outside with a 180-inch screen on display outside, but my neighbor was going to have a get together with his family. And usually, if I'm out there recording, they don't do anything at all, period. And I'm not going to block them from having a good time. I can do it another day. I told him, he saw me getting ready to set up, and I said, you know what, it's cool. Go and enjoy your time, have fun. I'm going to jump on VR with a bunch of friends and have some fun. And that's where I was at in VR, having some fun. And in this idea, where Lord blessed me with this knowledge for this new technology, that's when I got up early in the morning, came downstairs, painted it in, and voila. That's the original sitting over there. See the wall right there? That's a 38 Black Widow. See the screen sitting next to it? That's a 39. They're darker, much, much darker. I had somebody ask me, how dark can you get them? I don't know, man. It depends on what we run into or what the Lord blesses us to have. All right, so you can see we're not feeling any contrast over it all. What time we got? We got to keep this short and sweet, people. Let me see. We got anything else we haven't done on the contrast? Let's do the LG Beta Fish. I gotta cut my grass today too. My grass is out of freaking control. Yeah, I gotta go back and cut it. We all know this demonstration. Background's supposed to be 100% black when this fires off. I didn't just want to have you can't call it screen paint because it's house paint. Network grade 773 is not screen paint, it's house paint. The interesting thing about network grade 773 is its tone. Tone is perfect. It's an actual perfect tone if you're going to go into the field of using gray screen paints. Would I advise you to use it? No. As you can see, it doesn't work well. But it's actually a perfect tone. First time I got it here and I popped the top, the first thing I said, this is not going to go well. And I sat there and said, thank God I don't develop gray screen paints anymore because this would be a nightmare for me. Now, before we leave out of here, take the certify up right here and there. Now, like I said, the naysayers, the people make these, not saying all of them, just saying just two individuals. The reason why they don't like me at the end of the day, because like I said, we keep raising the bar. Every time we develop something new, we do new tests, we raise the bar. People expect for them to do the same test as us. If you're putting yourself in the same category as us, then yes, people are going to expect for you to do the same test we do every single day. The minute we develop any screen paints, the first thing we do is we put them against certifies right from the door because we need to see exactly how the screen is going to play out against certified screens. I do this because I have to go to a lot of forum sites where people actually own these projection screens, and I can't go in there and go, well, you know, my screen can do so and so and so without having proof of doing this at the end of the day. You have to be to back everything up. On top of that, it shows the worth of the technology because we have people in there that can spend about $500,000 to set up a system in there. I know it's a lot of money, but $500,000 to set up a system in there. And if I come in there and say, hey, look, got the same screen you got, such and such and so, this is my screen for the environment, this is your sample sheet right here, and I'm showing off the screen, they're seeing all the colors are missing, even with the projector, and they're curious, what are you using, what kind of projector you got? And I go, oh, I'm using this old projector over here. That's it. That's an automatic sale at the end of the day. Because if this screen looks this good on their sample sheet, I'm showing off how the screen is failing, and I'm using this old projector, and our screen looks that incredible, how much more amazing that JVC is going to look with this black technology laying up in his home theater setup. He already has a gray screen. People who make those gray screen paint products, they can't go in there. They make those products in there. These people go in there, they mix all kinds of stuff together. When the white screen fails, the first thing a person is going to do is if they don't have the money for that $4,000, $5,000 projection screen, they're going to go near a gray screen paint product. And they're going to go in there and they're going to basically either make it themselves, because there's tons of recipes all over the internet. You can make it yourself. And that's what they're going to do. And then they're going to find out that it only gave them a slight little bump up. That's it. No big change whatsoever. White screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
My personal favorite, the best person who gave us this idea when we first started displaying the colors and the white screen first was actually a troll. We don't know who he was, but he was a troll. Best guy who gave us, some of our best challenges come from trolls. That's why we like them so much, because they give us some pretty good challenges. Not the ones, we like the ones that give us challenges, not the ones that act like little children at the end of the day. They don't act right, the adolescents, yeah. But anyway, so we're doing this demonstration and we had a couple of screens up there and he was like, show us the white levels of your screen versus the gray screen paint. So we show it. The gray screen paint, of course, pulls this really high white level. And the first thing people start saying in the room is, oh man, that screen's gonna pull an amazing color, so and so and so. Wow, seriously? I'm not trying to be rude here, but you guys literally been brainwashed at the end of the day. You just listen to protocol all day long. They tell you this is what it is, and this is what it is, and this is what it gotta be, and this is what you gotta do, and this is what you gotta add. And people gobble, like, oh yeah, the forum sites are saying this, the forum sites are saying that. Lie, 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 lies, lies. That's why we can come here and blow this stuff out with no problem, do it in fully lit rooms and crappy projectors and all that stuff. We don't do any of that nonsense of all that stuff that they do. So we go in there, we do this demonstration. We have the screen set up. We show off the screens that are producing the highest bright colors, and they're going, the highest white levels, and they're thinking, yeah, this screen's going to pull amazing reds and blues and greens and all that. They don't realize that the screen is generating too high of a white level. White screens do that. White screens generate extremely high white levels. That's why white screens are the cheapest screens that you can get, because they can't see contrast, can't see color, they wash out when you turn the lights on. So why would you want a screen that generates a white level that high? Then the minute we, boom, put on red, every last one of those screens wash out. Green, every last one of the screens wash out. Purple, they all wash out. No matter what color we pull up, even gray, which is even worse because their screens are gray and they still wash out. Because the white levels are literally so high that it overpowers the color and contrast and washes out the screen. Well, our screen maintains its color in a fully lit environment. Every time we show that off, jaw drop, that's shock and awe. All right, so here we are, we got a white screen, right? We got some black fabric here. I love doing this demonstration. So our screens have a heightener technology that we add into the screen to allow the screen to be able to accept white light. Isn't that beautiful? We do this with all our technology. I love doing this. This is my favorite part of doing demonstrations, of doing these. Drawing on the screen and all that other crazy stuff. I love doing that. Because for some reason, some people think, oh, we get this a lot from companies or from any form site. Anytime we show up a black screen, the first thing they'll say is, well, I can do that with black paint. I can do that with black fabric. No, you can't. Because black fabric, black paint, whatever black paint you get, at the end of the day, it's not designed to register and read white light. The elements that we drop into that technology gives it the ability to read white light. Black paint. We got a clip for this? Ta-da! Isn't that interesting? The heightener technology, the one you read on the website, this is a heightener technology. We have 4 elements that we drop into these screens. Now, if the screen is gray, we drop in a technology that allows the screen to register and pick up contrast levels. What you saw on the LT gunmetal was able to pick up a star field demonstration, an amazing star field demonstration. But when you pull the screen off the wall and you set it down out the projector, it turns back to gray. Everybody thought that was chameleon paint. We all know how chameleon paint works, right? You walk around, it changes. The screens don't change. They remain the same thing. So it's not that. But I do like people who make the effort to try. Skyworth food demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
All the technology we develop has a different shade of black. It's black. It's just not the shade of black that you'll find in any store. It's our own custom coating that we developed. And even if you're able to match the coating by going to Home Depot or Lowe's, you still don't have the 4 elements that allows the screen to be able to generate and pick up white light. Skyworth food demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
There you go. See? Look at these shots. I do this because we get this all the time. This is the funnest part right here for me. Now, as I told you, that when you're doing this, you have to show a difference between night and day. It can't be a slight color hue. It can't be the colors off. But no, it has to show a difference. And you have to do this at 14 feet, 13 feet. The farther you're back, the better. Because if you're right up on top of the screen and you have to see the difference from there, there's no point at the end of the day, because who is going to be sitting that close to a screen to begin with to see the difference? Your screen in any way should not ever match house paint. That's house paint sitting in the middle of my screen right there. That's black fabric. Should not match it in any way whatsoever. If it matches it, that's a bad sign. That means your product has dropped dramatically. So when I sit there and say a difference between night and day, it means it should not match in any way whatsoever. So if you were to basically go out and buy yourself some black house paint and paint this over your screen, yeah, good luck. You just messed your screen up big time. You really messed it up. Your colors and everything are going to come out washed out. Well, not washed out. Your colors are going to come out too dark, way too dark. You can't see white light. Now, you know white light is very important in black technology, or anything is very important, because you need that to pull up natural skin tones. Now, tomorrow, one of my favorite demonstrations is to do the black paint in the network grade 7073 versus the technology in color. Oh man, I love that part. Because you'll watch where the black paint, it's going to come up too dark and can't show a high enough white level, where the network gray is going to come up washed out and can't pick up a color. This is what you should be seeing. I get people get angry and upset over this. Hey, it's your money at the end of the day. It's not mine, okay? You're the one that's basically going to waste it. You should be expecting this from demonstrations. This is what you should be looking for. If you're going to take the time to go out and do the research on your projector, then you sure enough should do the research on your screen paint at the end of the day, or your projection screen. Because that screen over there is going to make the difference of whether or not you have a fantastic picture or your picture looks like crap at the end of the day. You're going to be stuck in a dark environment, or you can do it in a fully lit environment. I can sit there and watch the Andy Griffin show at 12 o'clock in the afternoon with a ham sandwich, and someone can read a book right next to me without a problem. This is what you should be expecting from your screen. Not that dark environment, screen paint's matching house paint in the day. Ah, come on. You gotta be kidding me. LG snowboarding demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
This is what you should be expecting. Anytime you watch any kind of demonstration, you should be expecting. I don't like the certified demonstrations because they're not long enough. They're not. Your 3 demonstrations they show: wildlife, ocean, and someone skiing down the side of a mountain. That's it. That's all I'm seeing, and that's it. You're not really showing what I need to see. How much did the projector cost in the demonstration? Was this thing calibrated? How much light we have in the environment? You know, I want to see more. I'm not seeing enough. Now, I can't express this enough. This is not going to support knockoff projectors. So we're going to change some things around the site. We're going to take the knockoff projector policy and stick it right up in the front, so So that way, there's no excuses. Because again, we don't support them and never will support them. They don't work. Definitely not going to work on this. That's why I said our demonstrations are unmatched. I ain't to be bragging, it is what it is. I'm not bragging about it, it is what it is. This is what you should be expecting. The reason why I go through all these tests because I expect the best. I use this screen paint in my house every single day. It displays all over my house. It has to work. No way in the world I'm turning my house into a cave. And even with the dedicated room we got sitting up upstairs, I'm gonna have lighting in there to a certain degree because I want to be to show the people that I'm doing business with that, hey, look, I can have my lights on and watch my screen and show you my surrounding area, or I can take out the lights and show you the difference between this, that, and the other. $4K snow dip. Cancel. 4K snow screensavers.
Getting that from YouTube.
Now, I hate to bring this up, but we have to, it's going to go to this point. For any of you naysayers out there, we know you two who you are. If you want to use that whole excuse about the whole always using special camera capabilities, then how about you buy the product and you show us how we're using special camera capabilities. But we all know you're never going to buy it because, again, it's not going to look the same way you were displaying in your videos. That screen's going to come in there, sit against your paint, and it's going to wash it out on camera. That's why no orders were ever made. And no orders were ever made for this one either. I don't like people who talk trash at the end of the day and can't back it up. Let's go to another one. Should be to back your product up.
Celebrate every moment, every hero, every story that lives up.
That's why I don't like people who put stuff on their website that's not true. You should put things on your website that's supposed to be true. If your product's really tested, really tested at the end of the day, that's what you should have on your website. If I put on my website, this technology produces a higher white level than any form of black surface we throw against it, and we have the test to back it up, then that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to back it up. We're putting all kinds of bogus, crazy stuff all over the website. That's just as worse as the knockoff projectors. Knockoff projectors, you go to their websites, they got all this insane stuff on these projectors, can't even do it at the end of the day. There's no way in the world that projector sitting out there in the trash, that 8-man projector is 4,500 lumens? It was advertised at 4,500 lumens, full 1080p, and it's a screen size of 180 inches. Not even close, not even in the ballpark. These tests are very important, not to show off that the screen can actually pull off a higher white level, but also too, we need to know exactly where the white levels are going to lay at on the technology. That's why I don't mind putting it against lighter screens. Most people, when they're doing certified tests against screens, they'll pick a certified screen that's not going to give them too much of a fight. We got 18 sitting on the floor. Most of the Seymour AV 1.3, these are light silver screens, high-grade silver screens. The screen has to go against everything. And like I said, the reason why you will never ever see a review on any of these products by those two individuals, because they already know from the door. They buy that product, they'll have the real deal in their hands, and they know it's going to happen. It's going to wash their screen out. They don't want that. That's why we've been asking them over and over again to place these orders, and they haven't done them yet. Mind, this is after these individuals made claim that they were going to do it and still never did it. But they're never going to do it. Do I care? No, I really don't care at the end of the day. It just proves at the end of the day that, yeah, faked a lot of demonstrations, number one. And number two, they already know the real deal. If not, we would have had an order placed by now, which doesn't take that long to place an order. As a matter of fact, I even placed the order in the middle of this just to show exactly how easy it is to place an order. But as I said before, they mind, well, yeah, you know how it goes. You're not going to mind a minor business, but if you mention this product's name in any way whatsoever, because I know you talk trash about my products at the end of the day, but again, like I said, you still haven't placed any orders, so all you can do is talk trash. But you say this product's name in any way whatsoever, we'll put your product against it. You don't want that, trust me. You've seen what it does to certified screens. Guarantee you don't want your product landing against this screen. But if you're going to talk trash about it then, and you're going to say your product's better, we'll bring it down here. Don't worry. You don't worry about you canceling any orders. We'll make sure we'll get it. I talk a whole lot of nonsense, and when it comes down to order their products, they're scared to death. They start canceling orders left and right. Doing everything and anything they can to keep it from coming down here. What's the problem if it works? Father say, don't write a check you can't cash. But I can't wait for the day they place an order. Man, you have any idea what this stuff is going to do to this stuff when it gets inside their place? But they're not going to do it. They're not, like I said, they're not going to. If they would have done it, they'd have had it done by now.
Birthday breakfast in bed.
I just dreamt this. Dreamt what?
Well, you ended up giving me all your support.
How can you wake up in the morning eating that? Does that cause heartburn at the end of the day? Oh, I guess you're young, you have to worry about it. So I can show you the screen pulls amazing contrast levels as you can see. And then when it comes to the white levels, well, white levels are outstanding. But we want to make them brighter. This is one of the tests you should be seeing when it comes to screen paints. You should be seeing great products. They do great products, so they should be doing the demonstrations against great products. And you should be seeing the difference between night and day. Nothing should match at all. 4K demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
And as we're doing this, you notice I'm not doing any of this nonsense in front of the camera. Ugh, I can't believe that even happened. All right, so we're going to have this one outside today, because I'm definitely going outside one of these today. That's going outside. That's staying down here. That's the wallpaper. I'm actually kind of shocked because I didn't think the wallpaper was going to hold up on the stand, which is fantastic because if you have any idea, every time we paint a screen, where we have to store these things at, they can kind of stack up. This is perfect because these roll up. Roll them up and throw them behind the TV over here. Fantastic storage. Roll them up and be done with it. Easy to apply. And we can just hang it off of this. Because usually you have to find a flat surface to hang it off of it because it's a wallpaper screen. It has flex to it. Now the reason why we show you the demonstration with the black paint and all black fabric and all that stuff is because then you're going to have individuals saying, well, we make a black paint. Yeah, well, go ahead. We get to run the same test we do. The same test we do black paint versus our product right into screens, all that stuff. They don't do any of that stuff at all, period. As a matter of fact, for the people who claim to have black screen paints, I have not seen enough tests already. The environments are way too dark. You need to display that screen in a fully lit environment and on a much bigger scale. Probably gonna get rain today. Now, I got some things to do. When we come back in, we're going to do another test, which we're going to use a 1,000 lumen projector. We're going to do the black house paint and the we're going to do the house paint and the network gray 773. That's one of the tests we need to do also too. That test right there, when we hit it with the projector at 14 feet back, mind with all the lighting we have in the environment, we're going to only have 1,000 lumens, which means that screen's going to have very little ambient light, actually very little lumens hitting the screen. It's going to have to be to maintain its color versus the black paint, and also to maintain its color next to a gray screen. I love doing those. The harder the test, the better, because at the end of the day, like I said, this is what I need to see. I need these screens to react right. When I'm upstairs and I'm walking around, that screen has to pick up. When you see me walking around the house, that screen has to pick up anywhere I move at in the environment. I don't want to be trapped in the dark while I'm doing it. I was going to do that on a separate video, but we still got more testing to do. I think we'll start, because right now we're just having some fun with the screen. We just got it yesterday. So I'm going to probably, I'm probably going to start testing tomorrow.
Can I get a big deal cheeseburger? Adding the pickle fries. Son, big deal cheeseburger. Order up.
Come on, Reese's. Did you really wake up looking like this? Smoking.
So tomorrow, let me see, we need 5 gallons, definitely 5 gallons. We got to paint a lot of stuff. I'm not painting the whole house, so heck no. I got Titan technology, we're doing both. I'm keeping my rooms and everything. I'm talking about I got to paint a bunch of screens, because now when we do this, we have to do how much we're going to get out of a 32 ounce, how we're going to get out of a 20 ounce, a 24. We have to do all those tests. We got 180 inch over there. 150 right here, and I'll go pick up a 100 inch, 120 inch. Well, we did a 100 inch right there. We can just re-go over that again, because again, we should have did that with the 24, but I wasn't thinking. It should have started off with the 24 when I did that one. So we have to do all those, so we know exactly how much paint we're going to get out of each one. Because I do know the color for the coating for the 38, and the 38 is not going to exist pretty soon. But the but still the 38 and the Titan has insane freaking coverage, and coverage on Titans are insane. And there's still, with this at being at 1%, we still have 3 other elements I do want to drop into this to advance it better than what it is. This is only at 1%. We just got this yesterday. We haven't even started testing on it yet. We're just playing around with it. Everything you just watch that screen do, that's not test. That's just showing the screen, displaying what the screen can do. I can't get my cat to wear glasses. Why not? All right. next step is Instagram. Pop over there, show them the screen. And they always can peek out the screen. Oh yeah, we got to paint a 150-inch screen today too. The weather's nice and calm. All right, people. I hope you enjoyed the demonstration. I got to go. I got to go cut my grass in the front because it's getting out of control. In the back, I did some cutting today. And I got a 150-inch screen to coat for a customer and some other stuff I got to work on. I got to work the labels for this thing. We got to start testing tomorrow, and I got some other stuff I got to take care of. So with that being said, the 39 Extreme Black Widow, we have a lot of tests to run, a lot of tests. All right, that being said, hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. Of course, we thank our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for blessing us with wonderful technology. We got this yesterday. Actually, I got it when I was in VR. Doing a little gaming in VR, that's when we got it. But other than that, like I said, it's not even that old, so we got some testing to do on it. And after that, once it's done, we can get it up and get it on the website and get it ready to go. Will this replace a 38? Oh, heck yes, it's going to replace a 38. And look at the difference in color. That's a 38. That's a 39. Much darker technology. Man, I tell you something. I would love to be to get my hands on Vinta Black. Vinta Black, what could we do with that with Vinta Black technology? I heard that technology is really, really, really dark. I would love to be able to play around with that. But I heard it was something to spray on. I heard you had to have a mask and hazmat suit and all this stuff. That stuff is crazy toxic. But I don't know, man. I would love to have something like that. Anyway, with that being said, got to go. Thank you all, and God bless.